Hey everybody, this is A7X Fan Ben with another recommended video. This time from a different video. John Dacre asks, I was wondering what your thoughts on the game's point system are. Although I like the idea that fleets should be relatively evenly matched if they have the same total point value, I'm curious to see if you think it's an adequate balance system for pickup and play style games. And I do think it's excellent, but the problem is WizKids messed up a lot of point costs. And that's pretty much what I think in general of the point cost system. I actually think it's a very good system, and I think it's been used in other games, like some war games possibly. It reminds me of Monopoly, actually, how people start the game with the same amount of money. So I think it's a really good idea. Problem is the execution, as we're going to see here, wasn't always so great. So I have a top 10 gold runners list here, the ranking thread, and right away the Banshees cry, the best ship in the game. You get 4 cargo and LL speed for 3 points because of this negative ability. Can't shoot when she carries treasure, but you're not going to shoot on a 1-master with a 5S cannon. So the ship probably could have been 10 points or so, and as a result, it becomes overpowered and pretty much game breaking. So it kind of breaks the game. And then, so that's Exhibit A, you could say. Exhibit B, on the gunship side, we've got things like HMS Grand Temple, where we've got SS Speed and 6 cannons, 4 of them the best money can buy for just 15 points, with the ability to use English and Pirate crew. And those are pretty much the best factions for combat named crew. So HMS Grand Temple, similarly game-breaking, not nearly as bad as Banshee's Cry, because she's 5 times as expensive and only has 3 cargo, but you can kind of get the idea here. And the original Grand Temple had a worse ability for 5 more points from the Jade Rebellion. So that's more in line with what this ship could have cost at around 20 as well, potentially. And there's tons of other examples, like the Zeus, a 10-master for just 23 points. Just put a World Hater Captain Helmsman aboard. You've got a end of days type gunship. And there's crew examples as well. I did a search for Antonio here. This guy is from Davy Jones' Curse. He's got the spying ability, and then he's got the Home Island rating ability. And normally, Home Island rating is around 4, and the spying ability is around 2 points, or it could be even 1. And this guy is 10 points. So how do you explain that? It doesn't make any sense. He should have been no more than 6. I think he could have gotten away at 4 or 5 points, and but at 10 he's completely unusable, and it's embarrassing. I don't know why you would ever use him in a game. And then Exhibit 4, or D I guess, is the opposite, where you have an overpowered named crew like Captain Blackheart. They were messing things up right from the first set. Captain Blackheart gets Captain and the sack ability for just 5 points, whereas, Musketeer is 3 and provides maybe 2% of the value. So here you get the sack ability for 2 points, which is an extremely good deal. Could have been 4, 5, or 6 points, somewhere around there. So Captain Blackheart is another overpowered crew. There were a bunch of those, at least, the sack captain, so it became kind of normalized as a cheap ability that should have costed more. But so I would say the point cost system, I think it's great. The problem is balance issues don't come from the point system itself. They come from WizKids honestly kind of messing up the point cost. So the reason the game is sometimes unbalanced is because they underpriced bad abilities that don't affect things that much, like this ship cannot shoot when she carries treasure. That shouldn't have such a dramatic effect on the point cost of a ship. And then similarly with the Darkhawk 2, base move becomes less for she reaches her cargo limit, but you give her 8 cargo, I mean the ability becomes much less of a negative. And then the opposite way, of course, is when you make an ability like Reverse Captain or Fear, something like that, make that 6 points when it's only worth 2, and you just automatically make a lot of the game pieces with those abilities irrelevant and unusable. So, and then of course, just things like the Grand Temple, HMS Grand Temple, and the Zeus, things that are just like randomly undercosted for no good reason. So, I think it's a good system. It's just that the execution is lacking. So, I think it's affected the game a bit. It kind of affects competitive play a lot because you get a handful of like X number of dozen ships that are great, and then hundreds that are pretty much never going to see competitive play. So the game isn't especially balanced when you've got these overpowered and game-breaking pieces out there. But overall, I still think the point cost system is great, and I still really enjoy it. And it's actually one of the reasons I like this game, because it helps with the customizability of building fleets and whatnot. So that's the latest video, and I'll be back soon with more, I hope. And please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.